I was there. I'm like, get out of here. And we talked until we like boot camp, School of Infantry, Security Force School, Kings Bay. We were like the entire time.
Wow. Isn't that awesome?
It's crazy.
That's awesome. This is what he just said. We cross swords now.
Yeah.
Fucking
goofball.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell us how you got to Texas.
I drove.
Well.
No, well, I met Jimmy, Don, and everybody. Well, shit, I met everybody in 2015. I met the club in 2015. I met everybody most of the people at that point from 22 Kill in 2015. And
was that in Phoenix?
It was in Phoenix for the Phoenix Wounded Vet Run.
Yeah.
And that's still going on. They just had their 6th year, and they'll give $20,000 away to a Navy SEAL veteran.
Wow.
So they did an exceptional job. They're 6th year in a row. So that's hats off to them. They're killing it still. But 15, actually, we're going to talk about the push-ups. My first interaction with 22 Kill was over the push-ups.
Oh, so really?
When the push-ups and everything started, and I started doing everything with my run in Phoenix, it was right around the same time, 14, 15. And me and Jimmy started talking late 14, because I had done my first run in 14. And we're like, hey, I was like, I want to do something for you guys. You guys are doing really good stuff. You're getting it out there. It's an epidemic, this suicide thing that's going on.
Yeah,
I said, come to my run this year. I want to participate and contribute. They were trying to get 22 million push-ups at the time.
That's right.
And I had them come out, and I just came across, every year it comes up with my memories, but it came up, and we were doing, I think I had we did like 780 people at that ride that year. We did out there. We had Madison Rising came out and played.
Wow.
We had a full big concert and all kinds of stuff going on at Scottsdale Harley, and we did push-ups. All 780 something of us.
Wow.
And it was pretty cool, but
that's powerful. That gives me the goosies.
Well, it sparked a friendship that never died. And that's like, truth be told, that's when the whole wind therapy and everything, like the concept of it started. Was there right there.
Wow. Wow. That is so awesome. That is just awesome. Tell him Savage loves him.
Ha! Savage was awesome. He's actually, that's one of our guys. He's a sergeant major. He's up for sergeant major of the Marine Corps. Back.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's an absolutely unbelievable dude.
Well, Paul, thank you for tuning in tonight. That's awesome. That's awesome.
No,
so
hold on one second. I'm watching the comments here, and I don't mean to cut you off, but last guy that commented on there, Mark Jansen, he's a old friend of mine. I'll give him a little bit of a shout out because he is probably one of the
hardest. I don't see him on here.
Last comment.
There he is. Okay, yep. Yeah, you got it before I did.
The guy's been through so much. He came out to my first run and ended up coming to all of them that we did out there. And Mark, unfortunately, he had a stroke, and then the VA screwed up a lot of shit with him, and he's still kicking. And he's still a hard motherfucker. He's one of the best people I've ever met.
I love that. Well, Mark, thanks for tuning in. It's so nice to meet you virtually here. That's awesome. Wait a minute. I wanted to keep that up. Put down that tomahawk.
He brought me a tomahawk to one of the rides as a gift.
An actual tomahawk.
Like a combat tomahawk. And we were throwing it.
Oh my gosh.
We were shit-faced, wasted, throwing it in the garage one night. The night before, after a run.
Oh my God. It truly is amazing any of y'all are alive just from the antics.
Yeah, that is the truth.
I mean, holy moly. That's awesome. So you bonded over this run in Phoenix and all the things. So when was there like a job proposal, or was there like you just were like, I want to be here and I want to do this with you? Or how did this all come about for you to get here to Dallas and work with 22 Kill?
I was asked it from the second I met those guys. It was always kind of like, would I actually move if it was ever brought up? But like me and Jimmy would talk about it all the time, you know. And give me 1 second, this fan is killing me. It was always a joke, and then two Boston Wounded Vet Run. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Boston Wounded Vet Run. A whole crew from Phoenix was up there. Jimmy, everybody was up there. It was a hell of a run. We had a blast, and we were joking one night, and it was me, Tanya, and Tara. We were going. Tanya kept her she had her bag in my room because they weren't staying there. They were staying at his sister's house or something. And the three of us were going up the elevator, and I was like, we're gonna break the internet tonight. And Tanya looks at me and she goes, "Oh my God, I can only imagine what's about to come out of your mouth." I was like, "Here's what's gonna happen." I said, you and Scout are coming with me back to Phoenix, and you're leaving Jimmy." And she's like, "Okay, let's see what he has to say about that." So I go back down. I'm like, "Jimmy," I was like, "Here's the deal. I'm taking your wife and your kid, and I'm going back to Phoenix." He goes, "Shelly's staying with me, our friend from Phoenix, but we had this real big dude in my club back in Phoenix, Cody." He goes, "And Cody has to explode right now." And I was like, "All right, done. Facebook Live it," right? So we Facebook Live this whole thing. There was probably 60 people in the courtyard of this hotel, and we're all blackout drunk, all bullshitting around. And we go on Facebook Live, and the next day I didn't do the run. Andy Biggio from Boston, he gave me a booth for my flag company because he ordered a bunch of flags from me for the run. Well, I was transporting flags, and his aunt had called him and was like, I saw you at the run." And she took a screenshot of the TV, and it was a picture of me. And he's like, "No, that's Staz." She's like, "No, like you're right here." No, that's my friend Joe. He's
Oh, how funny!
So a joke started to go around that we were brothers. And when I got back to Phoenix, I had just cashed out on my last job with my dad and really didn't know what was next. And I called him up. I was sitting on the couch. Got home from work that night. Everything was kind of getting to me, and I called up Jimmy, and I'm like, "Hey man, we were joking when we were in the courtyard, but like real talk, like what's the deal?"
Yeah.
And I had a phone interview 2 hours later with Donna Cranston from Defenders of Freedom. Awesome organization. Any of you vets out there that are hurting financially, definitely hit up Donna. She does emergency financial assistance. And
I love that.
Brain health for any post 9/11 veterans that qualify. So hit her up. But she offered me a job. 2 weeks later, I flew out for the interview. 22 Kill paid for my flight to come out. And then 2 weeks after that, I was moved to Texas.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I wasn't messing.
That went fast. That went fast.
I ended up parting ways with Defenders of Freedom about a year here, a little under a year. And 22 Kill scooped me quick. 2 months after I was let go from there, I was working for 22 Kill. Actually, end of the last week in September, me and Schick were in Daytona talking to JMP Cycle about the wind therapy program, and I hadn't even started yet. So it was building. Everything built up.
Dude, you are a master fucking manifester. You do know that, right?
We try.
Like you get an idea. There's Hama. You get an idea, and man, it explodes. It's awesome.
We try, but this is something that we've dedicated our life to, and I'll tell you, being in Daytona this year, it really really put a lot of things into perspective. That is for sure.
From then to now?
Yeah.
Not being able to? Yeah. So they shut that down. Was it mid or toward the end?
Right at the end of the rally, we started getting word. The last big party night, we went to ceremonial bike burning that they have there. And it was like 8 of us there it was all the guys that we were with. and they came over the loudspeaker and told us that tomorrow or like the next day they were shutting everything down, and it ended up being uh, the day after that. When I don't remember what the day was, but we ended up packing up the next day after we finished up work. All the guys, we packed up, had one last dinner, and everybody bailed out the next day.
Wow. I was watching a lot of Jack Shit's posts that during that, and his commentary on some of that was really fascinating because he was saying that they're telling us that we have to get out of here, and why should we? At that point, he was like, why should we go? And so it was interesting.
Yeah.
How do you shut that down? Like, how do you shut down thousands upon thousands of bikers?
They wouldn't have. They wouldn't have. They would have stayed. That crowd was staying until they were ready to go. That's really all that there is to say about it. The motorcycle community is going to do what we feel is right.
Yeah, yeah.
But these rallies, though, and everything, I mean, the government's doing the right thing at this point with it as far as the rallies go. Sturgis is still up in the air. We'll find out. I'm hearing June 15th. We'll find out on Sturgis. But we were supposed to be in Phoenix back in the beginning of April. We were supposed to be getting ready for Myrtle Beach here in the beginning of May, and everything is postponed. Phoenix got pushed to October, and then Myrtle Beach is in July, if it even happens.
Oh my gosh. So would they just cancel for the year, you think, or you think they would actually postpone?
I don't know. It's the 80th, so this is
shit.
Yeah, they're expecting 3 million people.
Fuck. That'll be interesting. It's Sturgis, right?
Yeah.
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 Wow. We'll see, huh? This will be interesting.
I'm hoping that I don't know. I'm hoping they make the right decision on it because I don't want it to be, I don't want it to be a waste. You know what I mean? Sturgis is a special place.
Oh yes.
It is a unbelievable place to be.
It's magic.
It is.
My mom lives in Newcastle. I've got a girlfriend that lives in Deadwood. And so I've got family all up over there. The mountains are just spectacular. And they're still recovering from that massive fire. So it still doesn't even look the same quite yet as it used to. But the feeling is it's beautiful there.
It was, man, the only way that I can put riding in Sturgis for people to understand is and not to sound like some crazy hippie, you know what I mean? But it was spiritual.
I know.
Being up there and riding in those hills was spiritual.
It is. It's so funny. My mom has always said that, and until I really started in on myself and learning all these things about myself, I didn't get it. And oh man, it is a very spiritual. So when people say, "Do you want to go to the mountains or the ocean?" I'm always like, "The fucking mountains, man. Take me to the mountains. Fuck the ocean." Yep. So, because you can find water anywhere, but it is magical up there. It really is. Somebody said, mask up and go.
JJ, he was with me in Daytona.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
He was. We'll get into that, but he came on as he was a new employee during the whole thing,